Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So guys, we're back with Nnamdi Kanu again, a regular staple on this channel. So in this video, Nnamdi Kanu is going after some of the big names in Nigeria. Guys, I bring you this: Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu mocks Obasanjo, Danjuma, Gowon for demanding restructuring from Buhari. So that's the headline that we're contending with in this video. Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu mocks Obasanjo, Danjuma, Gowon for demanding restructuring from Buhari. So let's now see what the lead Igbo man has to say. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has mocked former head of state General Yakubu Gowon, former president Olusegun Obasanjo, and ex-military commander General Theophilus Danjuma over their separate calls for restructuring of the country. General Yakubu Gowon, retired, had at a public event organized by Igbo Leadership Development Foundation on Thursday admitted that the Igbo nation had been marginalized in Nigeria's polity. He said, "I believe that a lot of injustice has been done to the Igbos, and a constitutional debate on restructuring must address all imbalances and restore hope and confidence." Also, Obasanjo had condemned the current state of affairs in the country in a speech on Saturday at Frederick Fasheun First Memorial Lecture. The ex-military leader said, "We estimated that federal government would suppress the Biafran rebellion within 3 months. To make allowances for unforeseen, we allowed 6 months, but it took us 30 months, 5 times what we allowed for. And what is more, we nearly lost the war. And as a field commander at the end of the war, I can attest that we fought with all Nigerian tribes, including Igbos, against Biafra. If after 10 years of fighting Boko Haram, the terrorist group is still waxing strong, let nobody out of self-delusion think that a war of self-determination by one or more geopolitical zones of Nigeria with the present disenchantment would be easily suppressed by the rest of what may remain of the country. Some will fight to the last drop of blood of their group rather than suffer the indignity of slavery, oppression, domination, and atrocious injustice in the land of their birth and the only one that they can call their country." So these are the words of Gowon, by the way, quite potent, quite pungent words, because there's very little that you can disagree with in this. And this is another pushback yet again against this Fulanization agenda of the Buhari regime, which is now clear to everybody pretty much within the Nigerian space. He carries on, "If Boko Haram can get an outside support, any geopolitical zone opting for self-determination may equally get an external support. War may not necessarily go as planned, estimated, and predicted. Everything must, therefore, be put in place to avoid a war, the end of which no one can precisely predict. There is no assurance that Nigeria can survive a second civil war, but rather we should seek political solution and avoid a destructive civil war." Nnamdi Kanu, however, believes that these were men who rather took up arms against the Igbo than restructured the country in 1967. In 1967, Gowon, the North and Southwest rejected restructuring, known then as Aburi. So that was where that conference was held with Ojoko and Gowon, known as Aburi, and banded together in a genocidal war against Biafrans that stood for restructuring. Kanu wrote on Twitter, "Today, Southwest, SW, North Central, NC, plus Gowon, Danjuma, Obasanjo are begging." So that begging is in capital letters, so are begging for restructuring. Isn't Elohim wonderful? Hashtag Biafra is the only option. So of course Biafra is the only option for Nnamdi Kanu, because he has nailed his banner to the mast of that particular calling, and he has paid too big a price and is too far down that road to have any other direction other than Biafra. So Biafra is Nnamdi Kanu's calling, but then of course the other callings, the other resonance, what is echoing also within the Nigerian space now is the drumbeat of restructuring, because people are now seeing the way this country is configured, the country of course being Nigeria. People are now seeing the way that the Nigerian state is configured, and it is not fit for purpose. So they are estimating that there are 200 million Nigerians. I personally do not believe that there are 200 million Nigerians, because they are counting all of the tribesmen of Malam Buhari from Niger Republic and Chad, etc., and adding them all up to the Nigerian figure. But let's even go with that figure, which is in common parlance, that Nigeria does have 200 million population. So if Nigeria has 200 million population, what is the number of policing that is meant to keep law and order in that country? The number of policemen to the last number is estimated to be approximately about 300,000. So you have 300,000 policemen policing a 200 million population. So you already know that there's nothing going on there. This is just empty head continua. So everything is just wrong within that space. They have a lot of stuff on the exclusive federal list that prevents all of the regions and a lot of the states from developing and evolving at their own speed. Anything found under the land belongs to the federal exclusive list. The waterways around Nigeria belongs to the federal exclusive list. All of the major roads in Nigeria belongs to the federal exclusive. So all of the things that are needed for development belongs to the federal exclusive list. But then at the federal level, of course, all they do, and almost exclusively, is to steal money. So they appoint somebody as a minister, they give him a budget, and he just loots that budget to buy houses in Dubai and Saudi Arabia, where the Arabs can mock him as a silly African, some primitive African. So this is all they do, because they have no sense of loyalty. So if the regions were allowed to develop at their own space, and you had like an Igbo minister, a Yoruba minister, Hausa Fulani minister administering a space that is of their origin, then the pressure is more for them to deliver, because everybody knows their ancestral home, everybody knows their door number, their house number to knock on the door. So there's that added pressure of responsibility to say that, look, you the son of Lagbaja, you have been asked to do this and you have not done it. Where is all this money? You are driving fancy cars and buying private jets, and the thing we told you to do is not being done. So you can go and ask the son of Lagbaja why he did not do it, because he's a Yoruba man like you, because he's an Igbo man like you, because he's a Hausa Fulani man like you. But if you have that overarching Nigerian entity where you are telling some Hausa man from Borno to go and be fixing a Papa port, he doesn't care about Apapa port. Apapa port has nothing to do with him. He lives in Abuja. He can fly in and out of the country. He's from Borno, so he has no business with the southern part of the country. He doesn't even consider them to be part of him, because his relatives are of course in the neighboring parts. So the structure in Nigeria is completely skewed, and this is really why all these lootings are going on. And the only panacea to that, of course, is restructuring. Everybody knows this, but then of course it is only when they come out of power that they come to this realization, because Obasanjo had the chance to restructure Nigeria. He did not do it. Good luck Jonathan, he had the chance to restructure Nigeria, but he did not do it until the last minute of his regime. He was then putting together a committee to say, go and do committee and go and bring report. And they did bring him an excellent report, which if was implemented, Nigeria would be fast forwarded by today. But of course, when Malam Buhari came in, he came in with a different mindset, a Janjaweed mindset, and a Fulanization agenda. Conversations in the comment section. Nnamdi Kanu is mocking the generals, and why shouldn't he? Come share thoughts about all this with me in the comment section. But before you do that, Click on the red subscribe button so it's on screen. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me if you are agreeing or not with Nnamdi Kanu's reasoning in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here, I say peace.